Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, this is Those Guys with your host Matt Marrero along with your other host,
Tristan Walter,
who was not prepared for us going live.
What Matt, I thought we agreed we weren't going to blow each other's cover on live internet radio again. After what happened the last time.
The last time? Well, I forgot about a lot of things. I mean, we've been doing 200 plus shows. I don't care. I wasn't prepared either, but it's okay. I'm preparing in the background, so nobody knows.
Oh, look who's not prepared. I'm Matt Marrero.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what we do because we've done 200 plus shows. It's not like any of them were memorable, and I did them with my friends.
You know what? I'll make you happy. I'll read my notes. I didn't have the time to actually. I didn't have time to. No, I had time to write notes, but I didn't have time to actually. What's it called? I didn't have time to spell check my own notes. So I'm going to read my notes. I'm not going to read them all verbatim, but I'll read some of the funnier ones. Also, some stitching else I have to add. No, the rest of that sentence is fine. Also, Vegeta, which is great because I'm not even trying to do like Japanese pronunciation. Just B Vegeta semicolon S. Dad was Ibn, and then what is it? Let me look at another one. No, this was actually really funny. He got him an octopod. Oh my God. So H Vegeta.
You got him an octopod.
You got him an octopod. Oh my God. Oh my God, Yamcha, shut the hell up, I. Makes me feel any better. I feel like I made him feel terrible. Okay, here's my first real question to you about the episode. First off, hi everyone, we're doing Dragon Ball Super Episode 6. Thank you all for listening in. But anyway, so here's my first question to you, my first not spell-checked question. How did you feel about the art in this episode, Eoisdo? What it was supposed to say is, how do you feel about this episode? Oh, I'm sorry, no. How do you feel about the art in this episode? Because we talked about the art heavily in episode 5 in our podcast.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about the art this year?
I didn't see anything wrong with it this time, so.
I mean, there were little things that you noticed. I think it's weird because I think only up until these last, 2 episodes, maybe we just weren't focused on it. Maybe that's on us and on, everyone watching who, we were kind of in the groove of it until the fight in episode 5. But it happened in this episode, too. It was only background stuff. Which
really?
Quote unquote, well, okay, you look at Goku on King Kai's planet, and when it's a farther, it's not horrifying, but it's there. When you look at the flashback to the last episode, and Vegeta is getting the message from King Kai, and it's not the close-up shot, it's a little bit there.
Right.
But when it comes to actual fights, the fight with, let's say, Boo and Beerus wasn't bad.
Right?
Yeah. Because it was a short fight. It didn't really need to do much to do that. Boo felt a little bit off when he was a bit farther, but he was getting shot in the face. So I'm not going to really say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, so that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. I didn't actually notice anything until, you bringing it up, so.
Yeah, but there was some interesting stuff in this episode. A lot of stuff that, had to, a lot of stuff that, mirrored the show, but they did little things different. A little mirrored the show. Wow. Mirrored the movie. I've never had to say that. In reverse.
Yeah.
No, in the show, this mirrors the movie.
I know.
Talking
about the Dragon Ball Z movies all the time. It's always the reverse.
Yeah. But,
that is weird.
You see, a lot of things are different. But what I do see is that, I think the stuff that they added, it's funny. This is the one episode that I think they added certain things, like comedy and whatever, that would make me want to continue watching, that would probably cause others to leave. I think. Not everyone, but I feel like
oh, you mean with the whole
I meant
with Krillin with the takoyaki balls and
not just that. No, I think Goku with Kai mixed in with Vegeta, doing the stuff for Beerus, I feel like that's actually stuff that people didn't enjoy from the movie. I mean, it's the Beerus thing with Vegeta. Even though you and I loved it, because I'm not gonna sit here and try to sound like some elitist. If I've sounded like that on the show before, I want to apologize. They don't want to sit here and say, oh, well, because we saw Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and because we've read the manga, right, we just understand, we have an appreciation for the show. We're very sorry if we've sounded like that before, but we do have this feeling that, minus the fact that you might not just enjoy some of the comedy that Dragon Ball provides, right?
Yeah.
Some of the gags, you might not just enjoy those gags. I do feel like there are a certain amount of people that have lived off of, in America, we're talking about America here because we're in America, right? So we're talking about some of the American fans that we see, that they lived off of Dragon Ball Z as a kid. They do know that Dragon Ball exists. They know the concepts. Maybe they've seen the show in passing, right? Regardless if they've read the manga or not, what really matters is the idea that Dragon Ball Z is the good part, right? The fights. Oh, man, that filler, that was terrible. Why was the filler terrible? Well, believe me, we both agree that it is, right? Why was the filler terrible? Because they weren't fighting, right? The fights. That's what it's all about. So once you have the comedy in there, it feels like it isn't Dragon Ball, and it isn't funny. Even though, it's really, it's not Dragon Ball Z. And to be fair, it isn't Dragon Ball Z necessarily. It's really Dragon Ball. And that's why I hope there are a decent amount of fans out there that do think like we do. Not just, it's really funny. I hope people think like we do. It's like, well, I mean, everyone feels that way to a certain degree. But, I really do feel as if, like, I hope that, a lot of people aren't really shitting on the show because it's, because of the comedy involved. You should be, if you're going to sit here and say, oh, I'm not a fan of the show, right? I would feel like, I would hope it'd be about the fact that they're kind of retreading on the same water, like they're doing the movie again. Not the fact of doing the shitty movie, because it really was not. Like, Battle of Gods was not a bad film in any way whatsoever, and I might fight you to death over that. Like, I think that's the thing. No, I'll do comedic crap. I'll be funny to the death. I can't fight. That'll just further.
I will out-joke you.
I will. You said joke, by the way. Did you just say choke? No, joke. Out comedy.
No. I will tell you a joke so bad even King Kai won't laugh at it, and you'll die.
We got pretty dark really quick. We're talking about Super here. We got pretty dark, man.
No,
but seriously, this is what happens when you do shows. For anybody listening to this later on, we're recording this at 1:30 in the morning. That's what you get at Tristan at 1:30 in the morning. It's not even tired anymore. It's just gone past that threshold into this.
Oh, God.
But, no, but seriously.
What are you talking about, Matt? I'm always like this. What threshold?
Yeah, fair point. But anyway, when we talk about the show, yeah, I mean, I don't really think the movie's bad at all, and I really would argue with someone to the death, probably my own, with that, because it was not a bad film. I mean, it was just a nice little story. It lasted a while, which was good, because, they gave it extra time to kind of develop. And if you didn't like the fight at the end, fair enough. I mean, I liked the fight. I didn't like the 3D aspect, I liked the fight. But if you thought you didn't like the fight, all right, cool, fair enough. But, like, the actual script was done well. I liked the script. I liked the jokes.
Yeah.
I liked what it brought to the table. And it was a new Dragon Ball thing that wasn't a short. Not that the shorts were bad. We've already podcasted about those. But not, 30-minute, like, Hey, Good Son Goku Returns wasn't bad. But still, movie.
This was an actual full movie.
Yeah. I can't comment on Resurrection of F just yet because, we're not doing the podcast just yet. But, I'm commenting on Battle of Gods, which is what we're talking about here in Super. Good movie, right? When translated to Super, I know we said early on, it really wouldn't be bad if they just replayed the movie. But as you've seen throughout the weeks, as we've talked about, it's not that they're not really replaying the movie. They're just tweaking little things that make you think that you should stay when you kind of don't want to stay. So Battle of Gods not the problem. Reanimating is not even like it's airing. It's a full-on new animation for the show, but it's still Battle of Gods. It isn't AU enough to be fun. you know?
Right.
Like Xenoverse.
Well, I think this episode kind of got back on track. Like you had said, it's kind of like there's enough there that it's still kind of like holding on to you, and not like, it's not the feeling of, I've seen this already, you know, I don't need to watch this. Like, they put in just enough like tweaking in this one that it made me feel like, you know, this is an actual episode onto itself, you know?
But I feel like this one's worse only because for you and I, we like the tweaking in terms of we think it was funny. Back to my original point, swinging this all the way back around. I feel like if you didn't enjoy the comedy in even though Dragon Ball technically is comedy, still, if you didn't enjoy the comedy so much in Battle of Gods,
okay.
This is really
right. I see what you mean.
Grind your gears a little bit because it does feel like filler, and they're waiting for the next thing to happen. And the next thing is next week when we get to full on.
Right.
We have to beat up Beerus. And what's even more frustrating, I think, is that so far we've already had about like 2-3 episodes on this movie already.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is the third? Right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. So what matters, my point is that, like, you know, I'm really sitting here and thinking, like, you know, is it still going to, like, is it going to stop the day that you leave for Africa, Tristan, or is it actually going to fucking you? Like, are you going to be gone for, like, 2 weeks and you go, here is my message from Africa. How is all? And I'm going to be like, still doing Battle of Gods, man. You're gonna message me back. Are you sure? I haven't been able to contact you for 3 years. We're supposed to leave in 3 months. Been here for 3 years. Are they still doing Battle of Gods?
Oh God.
Remember when Goku and Beerus were fighting over those trees? Yes. Strangely enough, Yajirobe was living there. We're focusing on him for an arc.
Oh God.
That sounds really cool. It was cool for the first 2 episodes. Then it got kind of weird.
It just, like, during the fight, it just goes straight back to slice of life. It's just Yajirobe and Korin on Korin's tower. It's like,
basically, yeah.
What have you guys been up to?
Let's find out. Forever. But seriously, though, all jokes aside, yeah, this had enough for, I think, you and I and some people that enjoy the comedy in Super.
Yeah.
In Battle of Gods that's being put into Super. But I feel like for those that do want to get to those fights, which, again, I'm not going to say that they're like, you know, they're not pure, they deserve... No, I mean, I understand. I like fights in Dragon Ball Z. I think you do, too. Right? It's pretty fucking simple. We enjoy fights.
Yeah.
But also, we do sit there and go, man, this comedy is really funny. And, you know, but at the same time, though, they changed enough, but it's still not, like I said before quickly, and I still want to focus on that just for a second. It's not AU enough to beat Xenoverse, because I haven't played Xenoverse, but from what I've heard and from what I've seen, it feels like Xenoverse is AU enough, you know, alternate universe, basically alternate timeline, right, to be separate. And also, of course, it's a video game, so you get to play through it. And also, I mean, hell, you look at those alternate timelines, alternate universes, those what-ifs, right, that they did in the older Budokai game. And not only was that interesting because you're playing it, but even as a story, they were interesting because they were slightly different, but just different enough to go, oh, God, here's what's different about it, right? And usually it was the outcome, or it was how it was going, you know, going down. But still, in this case, it's kind of a thing where Goku's not going to beat Beerus. You know what I mean? Like, we kind of all know the end result. So because it's not being replayed and they are really putting all this work into making it again, I think it is kind of hard for some people to stick with it and feel as if you kind of want to keep going.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that.
So what I mean is this. The fact that this is still happening in the sense that, like, this entire episode was the, you know, him sitting and eating, you know, food and whatever thing, and then next episode is probably going to be, we have to gang up on Beerus and it didn't work. And then what's going to happen next? Is next episode might literally only be gang up on Beerus, then Vegeta. And then next week will be Goku Beerus, hopefully?
Like, that was the only thing that really got me. Like, each like each episode, like I'm watching it and I'm just like, oh God, they ended it there, really? Like that's my reaction like each time.
It's just funny. That's a good reaction when you're watching something new.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Or, to be fair, based on a manga. And I know it might sound like as if we're talking, it's funny because in a weird way the movie is technically the manga. If you want to think of it that way, where like the movie is like the original source material that we're sitting here picking apart during its animated adaptation. But at least with at least with a manga, it really is, a graphic novel. I mean, it's that simple. It's a graphic novel that has not been animated. Because it's been already animated, we're also kind of sitting here itching for more. But not in like that good itching. Kind of like that, mosquito bite. Bunch of mosquito bites. But so you thought this episode was, because, I mean, again, I enjoyed the comedy. But minus the comedy, I don't feel like it was well-paced. Do you agree, disagree?
I mean, I guess pacing-wise, like, it's kind of an overarching feeling, because just going back to the idea that, yes, this is the movie, but, redone here and there.
Yeah.
So, like, overall, the pacing is kind of, like, itching at me, because it's funny, like you said, like, that would be a good reaction if, it was something new. So, like, I had that reaction of it being something new, like, oh, God, what's going to happen next? But it's funny, like, that split-second reaction, and then I think, wait a minute, I know what's going to happen next. But, I mean, I don't know. I like this episode a bit better compared to the last one.
That's interesting. It's weird. I don't know if I disagree or agree, because I do like that the last one, they culminated that into a huge fight. But, of course, the art did take away, so I will admit having the comedy there really does help myself. And, again, you and I feel like we really focus on the comedy because, look at Goku and King Kai, and that was hilarious. Right? Just Goku King Kai, I loved it.
I don't know. Oh, yeah. It's like, he's trying to hold Goku back from going, no, I forbade you from going to that party. It's like 5 minutes ago you told me you wanted me nothing more than to go to the party.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, no, you can't go there. He's like, you know what? All right, fine. It's like, maybe it would be bad if I went to Earth right now. I don't want it to get destroyed. He just sits on the house, and King Kai is just like, wait, what? And he sits there, he's like, oh, but it's going to drive me completely insane if I don't go and do something.
Oh, my God,
that was funny.
It was,
I think what really got me about this episode was just having that face, like Vegeta make the face. Just like every time like something happens, he just like the breath, just like it felt like the air just like left his lungs, and he's just like squeaking a little bit. And I'm like, because I would share in that reaction so much, like, oh God, like every time something happened, I was like, this is it. Like all I could think was Vegeta going, so this is how it ends. This is how I die.
I feel kind of bad for him, only because like he's
I feel terrible.
No, you know why I feel bad? No, because some people are feeling bad because it's like, oh my God, this is his responsibility. Like he has to like do all this and stuff. Not even just that. The man sits down and goes, you know what? Earth is my home. It is my new home planet.
Yeah.
Your new home planet's going to get destroyed.
As much as I don't care about her, I care about my wife.
No. It's just one of those things where it's just like, no, think about it, right? My new home planet with my wife. Your new home planet's going to get destroyed, just like your old home planet. Think about that. The amount of flashbacks to horrible. I mean, to be fair, he didn't care about Planet Vegeta getting blown up, to be fair. But I think once he got old enough... to be fair, yeah. But once he got old enough to kind of, realize... I mean, again, to be fair, in a weird way, he wasn't... It's so weird. It felt like for a while he wasn't going to kill Frieza because of his home planet, but once he started really crying there, before, with Goku bleeding, that was like, oh, dude. Like, it was all an act, mostly.
Yeah, they were all... it's funny, if you really think about it, they were all younger at that point, too. So, of course, Vegeta was like, no, I'm, trying to put on the air of nothing, he has no weakness, nothing can get to him. And it's like, nowadays, it's like, things are different. I mean, the cast has aged a bit. I know it doesn't really show on the Saiyans that much with Goku or Vegeta, but it's like, I mean, Vegeta's kind of grown accustomed to finally having, a place he can call home again.
Yeah.
As much, as much as he may not, actually out and say it, but, he does consider Earth his home. So it's kind of like, as much as I seem like I don't, want everyone else to know I care, I kind of do care that, it's like I kind of don't want you to blow up my home. I kind of like it.
It's weird. Like, even as an evil guy, I feel like he would have that weird situation where, even if, let's say, he was still under control of, not even control of Babidi, but he had that Majin thing going on, right? Like the dark side of you.
I mean, it would be a sense of, this is my planet.
Yes, I rule over this domain. So in a weird way, it's still like it's kind of like a Lex Luthor in a way, where in some versions of Lex. It's some
kind of like old Piccolo too.
Okay, yeah, old Piccolo.
Like the whole reason he fought together with Goku versus Raditz. Wow.
And
he goes, no, I'm going to be the one to blow up and take over this planet, so screw you.
Basically, yeah. I only bring up Luthor because while he does some weird things where it's kind of like, he has this kind of mentality of the ends justifies the means, which is pretty bad for Earth, right? But at the same time, sometimes Lex Luthor will, depending on the interpretation of his character, sometimes the idea is, I will do anything to prove to them that humanity is worth it, I am worth it, because I'm part of humanity, but I am the best of humanity. And Superman, you are an alien, you are different, you are the one that should be ostracized and hated. So the idea is that, it's not as if Lex Luthor wants the world to technically be destroyed, depending on his timeline or how he's interpreted. It's the idea that Lex Luthor wants people to understand that humanity should be ruling the Earth, not Superman.
Right.
In other words, the ideal is Earth's coming down an alien. Even a Majin Vegeta would sit there and say, no, this is my planet. You get off of it. Technically what Goku is doing, but of course Goku does it for much more righteous reasons than a Majin Vegeta would.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously. Because, Goku, this is, hey, Earth is my home. Don't blow up my home. Majin Vegeta, this is my kingdom. Don't blow up my kingdom.
Very nice. I had everything put in order. I just got it finished last week.
Basically, yeah. Don't kill my kid. Don't destroy my kingdom. So that's kind of how I feel. Even in being evil, Vegeta's an okay guy. Other than the stadium he blew up, but whatever. We're not talking about that right now. Right? Other than the World Martial Arts Tournament, which, by the way, not people came back to life. Hopefully, because he had the Majin symbol, he counts as under Majin Buu's control or under Babidi's control.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he did.
Okay, cool.
Even though he really wasn't listening to Babidi, but...
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. When there has to be a separate Vegeta wish each and every time. With the Namekians, why don't we have this village back?
Yeah.
Guess that was because of me, right? This time
because I wasn't one of Frieza's men. Yeah, I was like, you've got to be shitting me.
Yeah, no, that was really sad.
Like, no.
I mean, I'm sure they brought them back like a year or two later, because again, it's kind of easy to just be like, well, we'll bring them back now. Right?
Right.
But it's very interesting where it's just like, well, bring them back now. But it's just kind of
like that whole thing with King Kai. It's like, you didn't even think to wish us back.
Oh my God, that was wonderful. Like, that was about 2 episodes ago. That was wonderful, yeah. But anyway, so yeah, with Vegeta, talking about the specific episode, Vegeta and Beerus, I did enjoy the way they worked together as a comedy duo without realizing it. And even before we mentioned the whole speech thing, like the face he kept on making, I think it was very interesting, when Beerus first appeared, because the way he moved around him, right, to mess with him at first, it was as if he was slithering like a snake. right? Like he was just slithering around, creeping up, and the music really added tension to the scene. The music in this episode really added to it a lot, either to add tension or to add comedic effects via adding some, scary, some very dramatic music to it, and which is very interesting. And Vegeta was very rash at first, and I'm actually going to look through Battle of Gods now as we're sitting here. I don't believe he was so rash because, like, in the first 5 minutes, like when he saw Beerus, I don't believe he bum-rushed him. No, he didn't.
Because in the movie, I think he immediately, like, he remembered him. As soon as he heard the name, he was like, oh, God, not that one.
Yeah.
But
so
in the series, like, it took him, because, I found it great how, like, King Kai told him about, he took out Goku in 2 blows, and he's like, what? What?
No, it was weird. It was weird because...
What do you mean he took out Kakarot in 2 blows?
Yeah, exactly.
And then he uses his power on Vegeta, and Vegeta just completely loses control of his body, and he's just lying on the ground like, what happened to my body?
Yes.
Oh, God, you did this to me.
I like that.
Oh, God, I thought this before.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's the reason why I liked it. Because they were able to tie it into his childhood. When he was a child, he was also just as arrogant. Or he was even more arrogant, I would argue. So he did that as a child, and then that happened. So, but he kept them alive. What's interesting is I feel like Beerus kept people alive because of their arrogance in a way.
Yeah,
in a way.
I mean, I think he kind of just like having fun with it. I mean,
why?
Oh Jesus, he was just like stepping on King Vegeta.
Yeah,
it was like just that image.
It's a weird thing because it makes me sad because even though technically King Vegeta did screw him over, so it wasn't completely like the man's a god of destruction. Give him a fucking
because pillow. Of a pillow.
That's what I'm saying.
Freaking pillow.
That's where that Dragon Ball comedy comes in because they sat there and were like, you had 2 renewable energy sources and you took the best one for yourself. Like, well, I mean, it's for my people. But a pillow for himself, he kind of deserves it for, King Vegeta deserves that for his own arrogance. It's a bit less sad than the movie. But both versions still make me sad only because it's just that idea that, like, it's one of those weird moments where, like, okay, like I feel like people, when they're young, like when, I'm not saying that you grow out of this because, again, you don't have to grow out of this. It's kind of like rude to be like, everyone grows out of this. No, but when you're really young, you respect your parents in a way that you kind of look at them as if they themselves are God and that they are infallible. And, of course, you understand that when you grow up, and I mean, when you grow up,
you learn everything.
You learn they're not infallible and that they're not perfect, but you also...
Right.
But you also do still respect us. Either that respect is gone. So we're going to use the word respect, and I was like, let me not use that word. Because you don't lose your respect for your parents most of the time.
No, yeah.
But,
usually, unless it's something terrible happens.
Right, yeah. But in this case, it was so... it was one of those moments where you could really tell they wanted to put the scene in, not just to be like, oh, wow, even his father? No, not even his father. No, it's that moment when you look at your father or you look at your parental figures, whatever they may be, mother, father, a godmother, a godfather, a grandfather, whatever your guardians are, right? You look at them as if they are gods and they are infallible. And then you actually see a god, like, or a person, in real life, it would be a person, just talking down to that person, and you're like, wait, what? It's that earth-shattering moment.
Yeah.
Of like, wait a minute.
It's like, there's no one who can talk down to my father. He's the most powerful. Oh, no.
In real life, I think it would be like, no one disrespects my father because my father, and then you see like his boss screaming him out, and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I thought my dad was on top of the food chain. I thought he was the Papa Lion, Like,
I mean, he is compared to me, but...
he is compared to me, compared to his boss. Ain't got shit, you little cub. You didn't say that to your father's face, otherwise he'd probably get powerbombed. I didn't want to say something like really horrible. Like, and it's funny. I use the word powerbomb because it's like it's so drastic and out there. No one gets. People shouldn't be, and I'm assuming people don't powerbomb their children. I'm gonna hope people don't powerbomb their children.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna hope that people don't People don't power bomb their no, but in all seriousness, not trying to make light of. That's why I use the word power bomb instead of like anything else, because I don't want to make light of it, but I also bring up I don't want to trigger anybody. But,
right. No, I get you.
Yeah. But seriously though, all jokes aside, it is that moment that you realize you're like, wow, my parents are infallible, and I feel like that's actually a really interesting character trait for Vegeta, because you could apply it to the fact of maybe why he didn't respect his father. A man, of Vegeta being a boy who was growing up on combat and being the strongest and things like that. Seeing his dad wasn't the strongest, he may have stopped respecting him. His youth. And think about it, he really didn't care when Planet Vegeta was blown up.
Yeah. Well, because he was always taught that he was, the best, and it's like it only mattered if, the best of the best survived, or the strongest would survive. So the fact that he survived meant he was supposed to be, and he was always brought up saying, oh, you're going to be the strongest of all of us anyway, so it's like, you probably made him the most arrogant living thing on that planet.
Exactly. Without and that,
not going to lie.
Yeah, and with his father, and with that happening, right, even though in the first instant it could break a kid, right, realizing that.
Oh, yeah.
With Vegeta's specific upbringing, it may have broken him at first, but then it further fueled the idea, like you said, that he is the best, and that his father is a wimp. Because think about that, right?
Or,
you're taught to be strong.
I guess.
You're taught to be this.
Yeah.
I only bring it up. I only bring it up because of the idea that, like, of course he was scared by Beerus as well. Like, who is this? Who is this person? But the general idea is he did make, he did make, was it Vegeta's dad, into King Vegeta into a stepping stool, basically.
Yeah.
It's that simple. So that's kind of why I bring that.
I think it's the fact of, like, he was always brought up on the fact that I feel like his father was always saying, like, yes, one day, you will be even more powerful than I, saying when he was a child. But at that point in his life when he was still a kid, it's like, but for now, I'm still top dog, so don't get any ideas, you little shit.
Right.
When you're a bit older, then we'll talk about it. But right now, I'm still in charge.
Right.
And I feel like they had that understanding. And then he just walks in, it's like, why is that cat thing using my dad as a footstool? Oh, God, why is he using me as a footstool?
Yeah. I will admit, though, it was good to have that as a flashback and tie that in. I didn't like it because I personally feel like it didn't make sense, because while Vegeta was, you could try to tell me, well, it was his fighter's instinct. That's why he immediately ran for Beerus. But to be fair, he knew Beerus was coming. So if something creeps up behind him, puts its hands or paws or whatever over Vegeta's eyes and says, guess who? You're not going to be like, I'm going to kick your ass, whoever you... Oh, it's Beerus. Like, you were expecting Beerus.
Well, I guess. Technically he wouldn't be able to sense his ki anyway. But... True.
But he saw him.
I feel like that would kind of fall into. Vegeta's always kind of been a punch first, ask questions later kind of guy anyway. So
that's true. Well, but that's true. Unless you're going to tell me he didn't remember that was how, because that's when he had the flashback. He didn't know who Beerus was, like, because he didn't sense the gate. He saw this being. He didn't remember how Beerus looked, but he heard that Beerus was coming. So it's like, wait, Beerus, a god of destruction. Man, can't fuck with this guy. Then it's like, you see them? I'm going to fuck with this guy. Boom. That's right.
Yeah, no, I see your point. Yeah.
No, remember now, I shouldn't fuck with this guy. Yeah, Vegeta. Also the fact that, like, if he wasn't warned by King Kai, I think it would have been better if King Kai didn't warn him, and then warned him, like, after. Like, Vegeta, I don't know if you see who this is, but... it's Beerus, so but happy that you do. Because it would have made more sense if they somehow added that.
Don't piss him off.
Because that would be a good scene to switch up. Because in the movie he didn't run at it, so it made sense. Like, yes, I'm going to appease him immediately. In this movie, I don't know who you are, but I'm going to kick your ass. Wait a minute, like, it's one of those weird things. It's like, Vegeta, Let's have a lesson. Let's do math. It's like
I think it was
math.
just because he caught him by surprise.
That's what I
like if
assumed
he had just appeared and not toyed with him at first, I think he probably would have followed the same suit as in the movie.
That's
like,
what I said.
It's Beerus, I need
fighters.
Yeah.
I assume it's a fighter's instinct. That happens a lot with people.
But the fact that he
soldiers, stuff like that. Like you have my dad, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but my dad had this thing where he had his headphones on once and I was like, I had to get him down, I think for like dinner or for lunch or something, and I tapped him from behind. He was like, Matt, turned around quick. He's like, Matt, don't do that. Could have snapped your neck.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm 12. I was like, I'm 10, so thanks, but okay. But he wasn't kidding. He was being serious. Like, caught off guard. If I had done like the whole like, Daddy, hug from behind, man could have accidentally killed me.
Yeah.
Because it's how he was trained.
Right.
My dad being
I had a moment.
You know that, but everyone knows that. My dad being an ex-Marine.
No, I understand that. I was gonna say like I had a thing with my dad at one point. It wasn't towards me, but it was like it was a long time ago in like Magic Kingdom, and we were watching Bugs Life on stage, and they had like long story short, bugs were coming down from the ceiling and shooting like Nerf darts. So it was dark in here, so my dad just heard the whoosh of the Nerf darts like going past his head, and then he like immediately put his hands up. He realized, it's the things from the ceiling, but like instinctively put his hands up. He didn't like throw a move or anything, but it was just that like something just whooshed past me. What the hell is that? And like, oh, okay, it's the part of the show.
Right, because your dad's trained in like what is it, Kaioken?
Yes. Oh my God.
You wish, right?
I love you so much right now.
What is your dad say? Is it the Moon Roshi style?
Yeah, it's
Was it the crane fist?
It's Shotokan. It's Shotokan martial arts. It's Japanese style from the Okinawan Islands.
Okay.
I mean, I've said it before on the show. I always, when I watched the show as a kid, I always thought of my dad as Goku, and I was Gohan basically. Yeah.
That's nice. I mean,
I've said that before, but yeah.
Yeah, you have, yeah. But what is it? But seriously, it was just, the only thing that I was trying to hold back because I wanted you to say your full story was when you started off and you're like, my dad almost did something like that. Not to me. We're actually in Magic Kingdom, and and we're watching Bugs Life on stage, and I'm like, that'll do it. Bugs Life, that'll do it. I'm pretty sure many people started thinking, you know what? I got to show off my martial arts skills because of anger watching A Bug's Life. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, my dad fought Hopper on stage.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
You know what makes me really laugh a lot, makes me really happy? You're like, my dad knows karate. Karate is a good word? So I want to say kung fu. Karate is a good word?
No, yeah, karate is the appropriate word, yes.
Yeah. My dad knows karate and he's fighting a bug man. Your dad's a villain in a Kamen Rider episode? It's like, are you sure your dad's a villain in a Kamen Rider episode? I don't know, man, but he knows karate. He looks a little bit like a grizzly bear monster, and he's fighting a bug man. Pretty sure my dad works for Shocker or some type of evil anti-Kamen Rider organization. Dude, I'm pretty sure
Is your dad fighting Cell?
I'm pretty sure your dad's dojo is probably an anti-Kamen Rider organization. Like, you leave, they push the button, and everyone becomes, like, anti-Kamen Rider grunts.
Okay. Oh, God.
I have to get you over and show you what I'm talking about. Not that there's a dojo, but specifically like the old. No, because I've showed him everyone knows Kamen Rider. I've showed him older Kamen Rider before. For anyone who does know, so I haven't shown him older. I've shown you some of the newer stuff, so you don't understand like my older references. You're like, wait, what's he talking about? For anyone who doesn't know what Kamen Rider is, if anyone remembers Kamen Rider Dragon Knight or Masked Rider from the 90s, I think like late 90s, early 2000s. But anyway, the idea is that for many of the shows. Right, the idea is the main character design is based off of a bug. They can transform into this character, into the suit, via belts Right. They said not a normal belt, all right?
Right,
It's a really cool
right.
shiny belt that you want to buy it for a lot of money, imported from Japan, all right? Because it's a Japanese show. Common means masked. And and like the earlier ones basically had this group, this evil group named Shocker, and they had their evil, right, was around the world, right? Evil around the world, in Mexico and Japan and Europe, in America, I think. Oh no, they should have an American branch. Germany. But anyway, so the original Kamen Rider it's based on like a bug. Like some of the other ones are like, oh, here's the differences. We're like, it's not a bug, but this is a little bit different. No, it's pure bug, right? Like you can see it in the design, pure bug. And he fights Shocker, and that's why. And the grunts are all like like dudes in like either berets, or some of them have like masks on that make them look like luchadors, which is like Mexican pro wrestlers and stuff like that. And then some of them are just pure like genetic hybrids of like different like other monsters. So that's why I'm like, so your dad's like a grizzly bear hybrid fighting a bug man. Sounds a bit like Kamen Rider to me.
Yeah.
Also, that was a terrible, explanation of Kamen Rider. Definitely go watch it yourself to get the real experience. But anyway, okay, I have a question for you. Just a little kind of talk about the future. Future of Super, not us. We'll talk about our future. Over drink.
Right.
But anyway, future of Super. How do you think it's going to be weird? Because I think it's going to be weird. Do you think it's going to be weird for the Super Saiyan God transformation thing to happen on a boat? I feel like Bulma's house was bigger. It's funny how we haven't mentioned this before. I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Bulma's house was bigger.
No, I understand.
Yeah. Like, you can
To be completely honest, I didn't actually give it that much thought, but now that you say it like that, it's like, oh yeah, that's actually kind of that's an important point.
No, because think about it, right? If you watch the promo for the next episode coming out, you see them all flying into the air to fight because they have no room to do it on the fucking boat because they're on a boat.
Right. Yeah, they're going to get wrecked. Like, I'm just imagining that boat going down immediately.
I really
I want to take bets. I'm like, do you think the boat's going to go down? It's either going to be destroyed or it's not going to get touched at all, is what I'm thinking.
I think it might get destroyed because it would make sense if they moved the God stuff to land. Yeah,
or sky or anywhere else. But, Earth.
It wouldn't make sense for Sky because Bulma can't fly.
Well,
and also Marin can't fly. And, I think technically Chi-Chi can't even fly. She has the ability to, she just never learned.
Oh, I see what you mean, right. Yeah. Everybody else who wouldn't be able to fly, it's like they're holding on to like a life raft.
Unless they're on lifeboats, which, it's a huge liner. Yeah. Of course there would be lifeboats. But there are people that can't fly. Like Roshi. So they'd have to be in the lifeboats where everyone else is kind of like flying, or probably just sitting in the lifeboats too, because they're like, I'll sit here. But anyway, one thing I also want to talk about, which is really funny to me, it looks as if, like, when we went to that flashback, right, it looks like Vegeta's dad already knows Kaioken. Because there's always the trick of the light. There's only the trick of the light, but if you look at this episode, his hair is really unnaturally dark red. Vegeta's dad. So if you look at him, you're like, the man is trained on King Kai. Not really. It's always a trick of the light. For some reason, in certain episodes, and because not really in the movies. It hasn't really appeared much in the movies, but in some episodes, it's just more of I don't know, something about it is like, it's usually like a lighting issue, a lighting thing that they do. But in this episode, for some reason, maybe it's because I haven't seen him in a while, but I'm looking at Vegeta's dad, and I'm like, hey, man, Kaioken, I think you've died once or twice.
Use that shit, come on!
Mm-hmm. As if Kaioken would do anything.
Yeah, I actually didn't notice that. I mean, thinking of it now, I would assume it was just, like his dad's hair was a bit of a lighter shade of brown, or it was just like a more reddish shade.
Time to go back and
Compared
look
to
at something that means nothing in the long run.
Yeah!
Right? Yeah. That's what we do with those guys. We both had a different train of thought, but we flipped, because usually I'd be the one making the fucking music. But anyway. Though I like that you did the da-na-na-na-na, because you basically took Batman from the 1960s. We're both going for heroes tonight, just different parts of the world. Just vastly different parts of the world here. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yamcha. Yamcha, I love you. I wanted to be you when I was younger, until I realized that you were a misogynistic guy who went around, like, cheating on women. But I didn't want to be you. But when you first appeared with the long hair, I wanted to be you, man. That's why I have long hair. I love you, Yamcha. And I love your Wolfang fist. But Yamcha, shut the hell up.
But Yamcha, shut the fuck up.
When you meet people for the first time, don't be an asshole.
I'm the strongest one here.
It's at that point that I thought, because of how normal death is in their world, and the fact that the Namekian Dragon Balls do exist without any type of repercussions, it's at this point in the timeline that I think some of them just have to die, just as a learning experience. That's how you teach a child.
To be reminded.
Not to be reminded. Just in a way where, like sometimes you'll do things to teach children, like if a child's being bad, you'll take away their toy, right? Or you'll take away their video games, television privilege, just to, not out of nowhere, not to show them that it can happen, because that's kind of screwed up, but just, it really kind of messed up.
Yeah.
But just the idea that, like, if a kid does something wrong, you do have to show them, like, hey, this is your, here's your punishment, right? I think that has to be like a timeout for them. Like, you're going to be dead for 5 minutes, and then we'll bring you back to life. But in those 5 minutes, you better learn not to talk shit to cat people that you don't know.
Well, it was hysterical because Vegeta did run up and, like, I swear to God, if he doesn't kill you immediately, I will. And I've done it before, I'll do it again.
That moment when, like, Vegeta's just trying to kill Yamcha, and Krillin's like, I wonder what happened one day.
I knew he wouldn't be able to hold himself back forever.
It's like, Piccolo, he's looking at Piccolo, he's like, two men can't have dated the same woman and have been in this much contact for this long without taking a shot at the other one.
He was just waiting for the opportune moment.
And now they're in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, God.
No one can hear Yamcha scream. I wonder if sometimes they sit there. Not all of them, but I wonder if sometimes they sit there. They just get to these really, like, accidental, like, sociopathic levels of just, like, because of what they've experienced and everything. It's like, if they've gotten to this weird threshold, this weird point where it's just like, Yamcha's like, guys, Vegeta's trying to kill me. You can come back. We'll get you back. It's cool. Like,
or they're just like, suck it up, Yamcha, come on.
Wouldn't be the first time. No, but it's like, I just wonder if it's just like, Krillin's just like, or some of them, whatever, just like, we'll just get Goku to, we'll just get Goku to do instant transmission, go to Namek, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Vegeta, don't kill him again.
Stop worrying.
Or else we'll bring him back to life again. Vegeta, don't do it, because if you do, the wasabi thing, though, speaking of Vegeta, the wasabi thing was hilarious because, I don't know about you, it reminded me of Light's potato chip scene from Death Note.
Oh, okay.
No, because I really don't
How
see an anime.
so?
I don't see stuff in anime that often that, one, revolve around food, two, have dramatic situations revolving around food.
Right. Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, the wasabi thing is since that when the takoyaki, the wasabi thing, when the wasabi takoyaki, whatever, because I forgot if it was called Wasabi Takoyaki. But I remember that, it was like, does Beerus get the whole wasabi? Because if he does, it's going to be super hot. He'll be pissed. And there's the tension, the music.
Oh, yeah.
His reaction when he saw he got it with the whole planet exploding behind him and that face.
Yeah.
It reminded me of...
It's like, we're dead.
I take a potato chip and eat. Like, it reminded me of that kind of... Remember the music that was going on behind Light at the time? Remember that?
Yeah.
It just felt like that scene to me because you don't really see that often.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
That's what I'm saying.
And then,
it
was funny. Like, I was starting to think, like, I wonder who's going to get the wasabi ball. It's like, I should have known, of course, it was going to be Krillin. Like, because I was looking around, I'm like, I wonder who's going to get it. I'm like, I figured it would be like something in the background. It's like, nope, it's Krillin.
It's weird. I thought they were implying that Beerus did get the wasabi, but he liked it because different planets.
Yeah. That's what I
thought they were implying.
That's what I thought at first too.
They were all taking bites, and I'm like, so did he not get the wasabi? And then Krillin gets it, and I'm like, that actually makes a lot of sense. Who else would get it?
And it's funny because he even goes, he's just like, why me?
Yeah, no, why is it always me? That is why me. Why is
me?
It always... It was like,
why me?
Yeah, basically. Also, I got really... When it's like, I'm just like sitting here like disappointed and smiling and laughing and disappointed all at the same time. Of course the kids would be the one to get the fucking cat wet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, when that happened, I was like, oh, God. We don't even need the pudding scene. Trunks is killed. Yeah. I thought for sure Vegeta was going to turn around and be like, Trunks, my son, you have doomed us all. I love you, but you little shit, you have doomed us all.
Remember those times I gave you timeouts? Yeah, Dad? I really should have given you longer timeouts.
I'm gonna give you a permanent one in about 5 seconds.
Son, all of your video games and toys will be destroyed. And not by me, by him. And it's because of you. You did all of it.
I just hope you realize that.
But she just like, son, you've killed your own mother.
Oh, God. Oh, that's fucked up. He's like, Trunks is just like, I don't understand, Dad. What are you've killed us all? You've killed me? You've killed your mother? You've destroyed the entire planet. I just want you to know that before we all die.
What's really funny is I imagine this whole time he just bent down in front of Trunks, and I feel like at this point he puts his auto on and he goes, "See the cute dog over there, the one that Satan and Boo bought? Yeah, he was so cute. You killed him too. You killed the dog, son.
You killed him too.
You killed the dog."
Oh no, you know what would have been even better? Vegeta just walks over to Trunks and hugs him, and Trunks is just like, "Oh God, the last time he hugged me, he knocked me out." Like, Vegeta wouldn't even have to say anything. It's just like, oh God, I did something wrong. It's like, you fucked up when your father comes to hug you. Wait, what?
You know what's really interesting? It just hit me. I can't believe I never realized this before. No matter what timeline we're in, Trunks is going to get knocked the fuck out. History of Trunks, Vegeta with Trunks, with Majin Buu stuff, because that was technically the future too. I mean, no matter what timeline,
GT Trunks
is going to get knocked the hell out. No matter when.
Anyone and everyone.
It's like, I feel like one of the things was like, no matter what timeline, at some point a Trunks has to get knocked out. So a Trunks will not be knocked out here because he's already been knocked out earlier in the timeline during Buu.
Yeah.
And the other Trunks was knocked out during History of Trunks.
Yeah.
So I think we're all out of our trunk.
Three times. He got extra ones in History of Trunk.
Oh, true. I mean, like by a friend, like by someone you care about.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Gohan did it. I mean, like when Gohan did it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway.
And it's also funny that you mention things. You mention things about timelines.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know Boo was supposed to be like on our side now.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter what. Like, I know we joked about this being kind of like an alternate timeline almost from the actual movie. Like, just jokingly, because there's like little differences here and there. It's like, no matter what universe we are in, Majin Buu is always an asshole.
Yeah, pretty much. No matter what universe. Oh my God. Okay, actually, did I say that to you out loud?
What?
Did I? No, because my notes always say, "Damn it, Boo, you're still an ass in every timeline."
Yeah. No, I don't think you said that, but I had the same thought. Yeah.
So
I
had
the same exact thought.
Same wavelength. Yeah, no matter what timeline we're in.
Yep.
Damn it, Boo.
You are always an asshole.
Boo's always a Majin. No matter what time. Damn it.
You had one job. One job. Give him the pudding. Give him the fucking pudding.
You know what I just realized?
Yeah.
I'm a little mad at King Kai.
Why are you mad at King Kai?
He should have had a way to telepathically talk to everybody. And say, yo, dogs, let's all chill. I just realized, why haven't we commented on the fact that he picked Vegeta out of everyone?
Yeah.
I mean, he's like we said, he's grown and he's calmed down. But I realize now, in my moment of Zen,
you picked Vegeta?
My moment of 2:30. No, not just Vegeta, only Vegeta. Like it's my moment of Zen at 2:30 a.m. as we're recording this, right? That I'm sitting here thinking, we could have gone for everyone, couldn't we? Like each one, like just like Vegeta first, then also I'm gonna tell somebody else too. Tell Krillin, don't fuck up. Tell Yamcha, don't fuck up. Tell Chaozu, you, good. You're a good boy. Goes to
that was one other thing. Like Chaozu is just so adorable with Marin.
Yeah.
He's just like, he's just playing with her and making her happy, like, throughout little scenes here and there. It's like,
nice.
Chaozu, you are amazing with kids.
Yeah, he's really nice. Yeah. But, he's cute. I really like Chaozu. I really like how it's kind of like, well, he's not going to really be in the fight so much, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, no. One thing with the water, getting back to the water thing that I want to mention, I thought that was going to be our fake out at first, and fake out in the sense that, like, the first one was a fake out in the sense that it wasn't wasabi, when I thought it was. I thought this was going to be our fake out, where it's just like, you dare hit me with water, I'll get you back. Which I think would have happened in the movie.
Yeah, right.
But because, it's weird because in the movie they would have done that, but it's weird because, like, I know technically it's just like, hey, it's an episode, they want to do a thing where, just like in any film or in any kind of story, there's always that, like, climax, and the climax was the pudding. That's a weird sentence.
Yeah.
The pudding scene was that high, right? It was that high point. It was that high point where it's like, and then this is where the fight begins. But to be fair, I thought a second fake out would have been fun. Like, a fake out is in, like, water really did hit him. But he's going to play with the kids, and he's like, I'm not mad, I'm a god, and it's just water. But he is a cat, so I understand.
Yeah.
But the problem is that I
thought for sure, like, Vegeta would do, like, a Matrix, like dodge in front of him at the last second. Like, he just senses Trunks, like, pulling the trigger, like, no!
If they didn't do the wasabi thing, he would have done it, and they would have slowed it down, and he would have said, if I do not jump in front of this water, the entire Earth will be destroyed by that.
Will die.
No, like, as he's jumping through, he's like, Father, please guide me down this path.
Oh, my God.
If they didn't do it before, they would have done it now. But they did that before, so they didn't want to do that again. But the way I looked at it is that, like, I feel like it was a weird thing where, like, it was still technically a fake out because he didn't technically destroy the Earth, and they added in that commentary, they added that comedy of Vegeta getting the live octopus, which was hilarious, by the way. And if anyone doesn't know, takoyaki, octopus, is involved in that word. So that's why, taco, octopus. So if anyone didn't catch that, it's the idea that it's made from octopus. So he thought, I'll get him a fresh one.
Yeah.
And by doing that,
well, taco is octopus.
That's what I thought, but I didn't want to go on record and not realize what I was doing.
Yeah, taco that's true.
Means, that's right. Let me rephrase this. T-A-K-O.
Yeah,
the Japanese word for octopus, not
for octopus.
Tacos.
Yeah.
Right. Not yet. So everyone's just like, wait a minute. So there's octopus and Taco Bell? No. Wait, the fresh taco near me is fresh octopus? No. I don't want to.
No, I'm not from Mars.
I'm not trying to say that, but no. But anyway, so so he's like, I'm gonna get you fresh octopus. Because I thought when he jumped in the water, he was gonna come up and be like, see, Lord Beerus, I'm wet too. We're all wet. See, it's funny.
Yeah.
Version of dancing.
Right.
But no, he's like, get you some fresh octopus.
I thought so too. Yeah. No, I'm gonna get you fresh food. I'm like, that's actually a better idea.
Yeah. But I thought it's interesting because what?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that the way I looked at it though is I feel like even though it was again like that whole climax, the build, and it was funny for him to get the octopus. I do think that and I know I'm sure definitely people have to agree with this. When like how you thought we were like, oh, so we're not going to have the pudding scene? I think people enjoyed that, not because the pudding scene was bad, but that, like, hey, we could get to stuff where, everyone's trying to fight him in this episode, at least for half of it, and that'll be our fight.
Yeah.
Not, so we're going to extend the Majin Buu scene just a little bit, even though it looks cool. We're going to extend it, or we're going to change the Majin Buu scene up a little bit, and then after doing that, we're going to go to the end of the episode. Like, I think people would have enjoyed the pudding scene being cut out only because it would further the plot along.
Right. Hello, Matt. Okay. We may be experiencing some technical difficulties. I do not know if I'm still live right now, but I'll continue talking to you guys until I get confirmation back from Matt. There was a point that I really liked. Speaking of Boo, still being an asshole in a different timeline. He did get what he deserved. He certainly did. From
Excuse me.
Hello.
I called in using my cell phone. I called in using my cell phone for some very, very odd reason. It just decided to cut out on me. Normally, I'd want to cut this out because we were recording earlier. I would like to cut this out as a blooper, if you will. But personally, I feel like you said a lot of very important things.
I mean, I tried to. I paused for probably about a minute, but I started to make a point. I was just talking about how Boo, Majin Buu definitely got, his in the end from Beerus, because I don't know if you noticed or if anybody, it was kind of hard to miss, but Beerus started, spinning Boo around so fast, he had to reform when he let him go. I just want to throw that out there. He had to reform.
Right.
And then, of course, he blasted him into oblivion. And granted, Boo will probably be, he'll probably regenerate and he'll probably be fine. But it's just when he threw that energy blast out into the ocean, I'm like, wow, he's dead, guys.
I did too.
He's straight fucked.
I think that was their version of changing it up enough to make people who want the fights kind of be like, and be intrigued, be like, oh, that's nice. But of course, it's it's not. I mean, hell, the amount of times that he punched Beerus was longer than the movie, in my opinion. It felt like it was more, it was more violent. It was more, aggressive. But sorry that it happened. I don't know why. It was very interesting because again, I'm on the phone, everything's fine, and out of nowhere it just says the number that you have dialed, it does not appear to be correct. And I'm like, it doesn't tell me that I actually hit another number. It's just out of me making my point, it just shut down.
Your point was so good, your phone couldn't handle it.
Which is sad because I forgot my point. So whoopsie daisy. Whoops. What was my point, everybody? No, I was. Taco means octopus. Yes, it does. Boo, you're an ass in every timeline list. Yes, you are. No, I'm looking through my own notes. What was my point, John? I don't know. My point was that I love all my fans, all the fans, not mine. I don't have any, but those guys might have some. I am a fan of those guys' fans, and I think all of you are great for listening in, even through some of our bloopers and some of our errors that we have while on air. So even though this can be cut out, we're not, because we still want to give you the live experience. So yes, we love all of you. That was my point. What's your point, Tristan?
I mean, I don't think I can top that, but...
No, I was hoping you'd be like, I love him too. Yes. That is...
Well, I
know you do, but still. But what were you going to say?
I know you do, but it would be great if you could say it once in a while.
Tell me that you love me.
Why don't you look at me when we eat pudding together?
Is that code? But anyway, so we're talking about no, but in all seriousness, I don't know where the show's going.
Poor Mr. Satan.
If I had a nickel for every time I heard someone say poor Mr. Satan.
I mean,
right,
he did get flicked away by Majin Buu and Beerus at the same time and just knocked out, like, hit the wall. It's like, wow, that must have hurt worse than when Trunks decked you in the face.
Or when you got hit by Cell.
Yeah, that too.
He's going to have to wake up. If he's knocked out, he's going to have to wake up because he has some explaining to do. He has some talking to do when Videl's like, hey, I'm pregnant.
Oh, God.
You can't be down for too long, old man. Also, you know what's even more frightening? Next episode, oh, my God. Next episode, we're going to get them fighting, but we're also going to have Garlic Jr. subplot. I don't know. Something about it felt better in the movie, but now I'm realizing that it's going to be a thing, and it's kind of like, why?
It might
and I only realize now that I said... I know, and I realize now that I said garlic instead of pilaf, but I don't care anymore. I liked him in the movie. I'm not a big fan right now.
At this point, I just figure it's the running gag.
It isn't. I just keep on saying the wrong name. Is it a gag if you don't mean to do it?
You were supposed to go with it.
Is it a gag
if you don't mean to do it?
Dude, my phone cut off during the live show, and right now I'm looking in the background as Goku. I'm really getting names wrong. As Boo and Beerus have a stare down. There's no audio because we're on the air, and this stare down is the best thing when you have no audio. It is the funniest thing in the world. Also, I didn't realize this before. I don't know why I didn't realize it before. Bulma has enough money to get people that, open up like these shops during festivals or, would own carts. Yeah. I know like in New York you'd have a lot of food carts to say, hey, you should come on my boat that I rented. The amount of money that you have to hire them for the day.
True.
I assume it costs them, a decent amount of money. I know they have it, but damn. I imagine I could walk up to people in New York City, just, hey, can you work your food cart on my personal boat?
I mean, I kind of figure she's, from, in her universe is kind of the comparability to, Tony Stark with, yeah, I'm a billionaire.
Oh no, I completely agree. It's just funny because
I make shit.
Because some people would try to any money to do that. No, wrong. The amount of money that you can get in New York from your food cart, unless there's one right next to you or across the street, it's a decent amount of money. You'd be having to pay someone a decent amount of money to try to basically incentivize them. Yeah, yeah, sure, why not? Incentivize, new word. Incentivize them to not stand there all day and make money because you're not giving them money every time you buy it off your boat, right?
Yeah, right.
They're making it for you on the spot. You essentially turn people into your personal chef.
Right.
Dear God. I mean, maybe that's more common on boats than I know. Like in Japan, maybe that's I don't personally know about that. So for me, I mean, yes, you might say, well, you go on a cruise ship, of course they're going to have food. Yeah, but I don't see the stands like that. Nor do I see, like even though it's like we're gonna have you're gonna have your boat, you're gonna have your chefs. Yes, but again, usually chef in the kitchen, and also it's the fact that even then she still has the money to rent out a boat and have her own personal chef. Not just rent out the boat, not just have food, just and I brought people on to cook it for us on the spot.
I mean, she has a car, a house, a car, something else, and a castle for frickin' prizes for bingo. And, let's not even talk about the frickin' Dragon Balls. I mean, let's not even go into that.
That's why it felt normal. That's why it felt normal when she was just like, I'm going to do it at my house. Even though I have the castle, it's at my place. Now it's like, I have the castle.
Right.
The castle is stored on the boat. In a capsule?
My house.
No. On the boat, which is in my house, which is also on the boat. In a capsule? No.
That's in the capsule.
Wait, what? The house is in the capsule. Yes. The castle's in your house. Yes. Which is not the capsule. The house or the house or the castle. The castle. Yeah, the castle's not in the capsule. I feel like it's a who's on first.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I don't understand anything that you're saying. I think I'm being pretty clear. But anyway. So we're at the end of our show. I don't know why it feels different. It's like people sitting there, they're trying to stall. We're not really. We have nothing to, we're at the end of the show. We don't know where this show, being super, is going to go. Right, we're at the end of our show. And, I'm a little worried about that subplot coming up because in the movie it felt fun. It felt interesting, right? In this show, I feel like it's just going to make it last another episode or two that it doesn't need to. Like, if they're, I will admit, if they're dropping the Mako plot, then I'm cool with it. Right? So, in other words, if Garlic Jr. and that thing is very minimal, then I'm okay with it. Right. Hell, I'd laugh really hard. I'd laugh really hard if they're going to be in the boat, like in the ship more, like farther in.
Yeah.
If the ship does sink, and they're like, we're sinking ship.
Yeah. We're gonna die.
That would be funny. Well, not the fact they're gonna die, but it'd be funny if they're just, their greed basically put them in a ship while they don't know where they're going, even though they have the radar. Still, they kind of know where they're going, and the ship starts to shake and move because of Beerus. That would be funny. Like that I can take, but I would really hate if they're like, no, we have to have the Mako subplot with Trunks. Or we need them to search for the Dragon Balls and find them and have some kind of plot relating to that with Trunks. And it's like, no, guys, Beerus is up there.
Dragon Ball, gotta find them all. 7 magic balls.
Gotta find those magic balls. Having Dragon Balls. We're not doing the Dragon Ball movie. We already did that.
Pilaf has a tape recorder. And it just starts playing the Dragon Ball theme.
Oh my God! No, but seriously though, all jokes aside though, I really hope that because Beerus is here, there are some things that are being dropped. Because while I do like the funny scenes a lot, and you know that, how we both do, I think we would like them more if they were funny in a new setting. Right? I think they would just taste better in a way. Like if this anime, if you want to consider it like, a food, it would taste better if it's just something new and something different. That's why I don't care what people say if they're going to say, "Oh, the first 2 episodes of DBZ of Dragon Ball Super sucked." No. I think it was some great stuff, a great way to kind of, start the universe off and kind of like start things up and say, "Hey, we're back here. Everything's everything's happening again," and then all of a sudden episode 3 hits, and it's like, and the movie's here. Oh, okay, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you win this round.
Yeah. Well, the way I look at it is like this, right? Movies, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, episode 6. Technically, that's a month. Technically, right? 4 episodes.
Yeah.
If it goes on for one, it's not going to go on for one more, and that's kind of the problem. It didn't technically begin in episode 3, but parts of it were in episode 3. So that's kind of my thing, my issue here, right, is the idea that when I said, oh, they can cut up the movie and air it, right, 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. That's 5 episodes. Clearly this movie is going to be adapted into about 6, maybe even 7 episodes.
Right.
That's a lot to me, a lot of time to focus on something.
Yeah.
Like, if it was aired, okay, if this was, if I say if as if it's not going to happen, when this is brought over to America, right, if they somehow adopt the old Toonami style of showing the series, which was the daily version, right, I don't know why they would, because they have so much to burn through, but they would be burning through so much. But if they adopted the daily, then it's okay. Because even if it is the movie again, watching 6 episodes, I mean, that's like a week and a day. Right?
Yeah.
Back then. But if they bring it over the way I assume they would, which is the, show it on late night Adult Swim, on the late night Toonami block. That's a hard sell, man. It's a hard sell right now,
Yeah. Right.
But hell, technically they're not selling it to us, so I'm not really complaining as hard as some people would, right? Because they're not selling it to us yet. They're selling it to a Japanese audience.
Yeah.
But once it gets brought over, I think it'll be really a hard sell, right? Where you're a hard sell, not the C, the S. Damn it, I feel like I don't mean these things. No, but really, we'll be sitting there every week, and it's kind of like, all right, here, regardless of the fact that we already saw it, even if it's brand new to someone, super, as a dub or whatever, you sit there and it's like, next week, the movie. Next week, the movie again. Next week, the movie.
Right.
So, yeah. I mean, that's just my take on it. But yeah, so before we go and kind of wrap things up, how did you, overall, I mean, we talked a little bit about it before, but overall, how did you feel about this episode? Again, do you feel like it's the strongest so far? Maybe it's a little bit weaker than the rest? Do you think it was transitional, maybe, but, there were parts of comedy that at least helped us live through it? Because, I mean, the comedy did help me live through it. But, how did you feel about this episode?
Yeah. I mean, personally, I did like this episode. I feel like just the moments with Vegeta was enough to, like, really make it for me.
Yeah. But,
because I
so
feel like
transitional, but
I feel like
good.
if you had a mirror, I feel like if you had a mirror on me, I would have made this almost the same face as Vegeta just when anything happened.
Yeah.
Like, and just the planet
That's true. I understand
me,
that.
And now we die.
I mean, I can't disagree. I understand how you feel. All right, I get that. That's true. So, all right. So, we're at the end of our show. We would like to thank you guys for listening to those guys. And it's crazy. We're here. I mean, it's been a long and bumpy road. This episode, right? We had our times. We had our scary moments. We had our happy moments. But now we're at the end. And all of you fans who sat here to listen to this, I think you're pretty happy. No, I hope not. I don't know.
Please
Maybe.
be happy.
They're finally done, thank God. But, no, but seriously, thank you guys for listening to us. I'm going to talk to you, as I always do, about some of the cool stuff that we're doing. So, of course, as you know, we've done a lot of other shows. Both Tristan and I and a lot of other hosts. We've done, Dragon Ball Z movies, Dragon Ball Z OVAs, Dragon Ball movies, Dragon Ball OVAs. We've also done, you and I have done Bleach movies and Bleach OVAs. Also, as a group, we've done WWE pay-per-views, WWE Monday Night Raw. We've also done Black Dynamite, Mike Tyson Mysteries, Gravity Falls, Steven Universe, Pokemon video games. Hell, you were even on one, Tristan. We did Fire Red and Leaf Green together. And also we've done Supernatural, Doctor Who, Total Divas, interestingly enough, and many, many more. Many more different series. Now, where can you see these? Well, you can actually listen to some of our shows, listen to all of our shows in our archives through thoseguysontherradio.tumblr.com, which is our main website. Also, we post new shows, not only on our Tumblr, but also on our Facebook, which is /ThoseGuysOnTheRadio, our Twitter, which is @ThoseGuysRadio, our Instagram, which is /ThoseGuysOnTheRadio, and I am constantly updating our YouTube channel, which you can also check us out through, which is our YouTube channel. You can search up TGOTR or Those Guys on the Radio, and you will find us. You'll find, constantly updating our older shows, our archives on there as well, if that's how you get your media. Check us out on YouTube. Also on iTunes, which you can search up Those Guys or Those Guys on the Radio. You'll find us there as well, all of our archive shows. And you can also email us as well, thoseguysontheradio@gmail.com. If you want us to promote you on our show, we can talk about different deals and things like that so we can promote you. Or if you want to suggest show ideas to us, thoseguysontheradio@gmail.com. And remember that we have ourselves a Bandcamp account, which is tgotr.bandcamp.com. If you want to check some of our more exclusive podcasts, which involve two podcasts that we have up right now. We have WWE SummerSlam 2005, a review of the WWE pay-per-view SummerSlam from 2005, the main event being Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels. And also we have WWE Unforgiven 2005, the pay-per-view that had the headline of John Cena versus Kurt Angle for the WWE title. So you can definitely check those out. I do that with Satish Ram, exclusive podcast for the low price of $1, and you can support us for a little bit more if you wish. Also, both Tristan and I have a riff coming up on our on another account that we're doing on Bandcamp, one of our Bandcamp accounts. We'll be keeping you updated on that. It'll be a riff on the Mr. Robot episode? Not Mr. Robot the series, Mr. Robot the episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball filler episodes of.
Yes, Dragon Ball filler episode. And Dragon Ball Z filler episode. And, so at the end of our show, again, thank you all for listening in. Definitely check us out, some of our social media accounts. We'll talk about we're doing some giveaways in the future. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the week, probably posting on one of our, social media accounts. So definitely keep watch. Yeah. So going to end the show. So, thank you all for listening in. And if anyone wants to say anything that before we go, Tristan? Anything at all?
Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening. There. Now they know. Now they know that I love them. Are you happy?
You didn't say that you love them. You said thank you for listening. You said good night, everybody. Thank you for listening. In no way did you say I love you.
Okay.
You could say it now. Jesus, you could say it now. Like you have a fucking opening.
No, the moment is past. You ruined it.
Good night, everybody. Tristan loves you. Tristan loves you all. Now have a good night or good day whenever this is released. Have a good time. Goodbye, everyone. Tristan loves you, as do I.